You're listening to Garden Master Ken Lain and the Top 10 Gardener Podcast. Welcome to the Top 10 Garden Show.
And we are back with Lisa Waters-Lane in the studio. She comes each week with your garden questions. Just what are your neighbors talking about in their gardens and trying to impart some knowledge, just kind of get the Q&A out there. What's everyone talking about? Welcome to the studio, Lisa.
Thank you. Good to be back.
How are your holidays going so far?
Pretty good. I have most of my shopping done.
Really? How about me?
Anymore, it's so easy to shop. I have yours, and they're actually surprisingly good this year. Usually I struggle because you buy what you want. But this year, pretty cool.
I'm excited. Yeah. So
yes.
I've got covered in straw here.
You are covered in straw.
For you folks watching the live on the video piece, luckily it's from just above pants level, so you can't tell if I have pants on, and you can't see all the just covered. And I was unloading,
rolling in the straw.
I was unloading new fountain statues, containers, and the crew needed some extra muscle.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll jump in with you, and it was like a 300-pound huge container, very decorative. And it's the way they pack them is all this like this straw looking stuff. And I didn't look until I got on camera. I'm covered.
Yeah, you
That's
can't
right.
see it. You're
Can't
fine.
see it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I saw some cute pieces as I was walking through, going, "Oh, those are cute."
Great, Christmassy. We brought them in for the Christmassy kind of the gardeners in your life. If they want a fountain, a statue, something cute to decorate, artistic things in the gardens, this is your chance. Get fresh pickings this week.
Fresh pickings.
very, very Arizonan saying, pickings. I have no idea where pickings comes from. Oh, so what are the garden questions people are asking right now?
Well, we do have a few. First one is from Sandra in Prescott. She's growing a Japanese maple in a large container. She wants to know, does it need winter protection, and how often should she be watering it through the winter?
Great question, Sandra. So we have a couple, we have three Japanese maples. We grow in containers on our patios, a couple in the back, one in the front. Japanese maples are a smaller tree, so it looks like a maple, traditional maple leaf, but just smaller. Here in Arizona, they grow in the shade, more shaded areas. They'll take some sun, but that midday in June, they're not going to like that. So more the north sides, that kind of stuff. Now, they do take the cold. They go down to minus 40 degrees, some crazy cold we'll never see. It's not about the cold. It's about the dry. If they get dry in winter, the tips will kind of burn back. So I would say you don't need to protect them. You don't need to cover them with burlap or all kinds of crazy stuff you read on the internet. You don't have to do that. The secret is water. So her second follow-up question was, how often should I water? Yeah, about once a week. Probably enough. And here's the insider tip. If you hear the weatherman going, oh, it's a cold one, a storm's coming, oh my gosh, it's going to be so brutal, and then we get like a half inch of snow afterwards, say before that event comes, before the cold hits, water your plants. So a hydrated plant, especially Japanese maples, will go through that cold like it was nothing. If it's dry, it's kind of counterintuitive, but if it's dry, it can't keep the antifreeze going up and down, flowing up and down the structure of that plant, and you'll get the tip burn. So it can actually kill the plant if it goes bone dry and you get down to single digits. So keep them hydrated. That's the only thing you have to do, and then that's the only thing you have to do. Sandra, it's too easy.
So keeping them hydrated. Is that once a week?
And once a week.
Okay.
Oh, once a week.
Did you say that?
I said once a week, and right before a real cold event happens. Right now it gets down to freezing, but that's not cold to Japanese maples. It's when we drop from 32 down to 9 because the storms from the north is coming. Water it, and that will greatly increase the health of that plant. Keep them healthy.
Sure. Okay. Next question is from Tammy in Prescott Valley. She has geraniums that have suffered some from the cold, but are still alive. She wants to know if she can winter them over inside.
Oh, sure, Tammy. Absolutely. You sure can. In fact, you should have done that a month ago, and they wouldn't look rough. So geraniums will go down to the mid-20s, something like that, and then they get vaporized. If they go below mid-20s, they get killed. So I would say trim them back, take the weight off of them. They kind of have a mangy, kind of rangy look now because they've been growing all season. Cut them back. I would say water them, deep soak them, like water them until water is coming out the bottom because you do have worms and things in the pot. If they've been outdoors, stuff is living in the soil. Try to flush them out. It's kind of gross what comes out the bottom of the holes. And then I would come into the garden center. We've got a systemic granule. It looks like fertilizer. You sprinkle it on the ground, and then it takes out any other ants, worms, centipedes, millipedes, fungus gnats. It takes all that stuff out. So you sprinkle it on, water it in again, and it will sterilize the soil so you're not bringing spiders and things into the house. And then the plant will actually absorb some of that systemic, and it will keep mealyworms and all these other nasty things that can come inside with you. Kind of protects it or inoculates that geranium while it's inside. And then probably by next end of April, you take it right back outdoors again and enjoy it again. I had one customer, every year, so disappointed in him. Roy, I'm so disappointed in you. He cuts his geraniums back hard. I mean, just like shaves them right back, puts them in his crawl space where that dirt area underneath your house, puts them back there. It's dark, no sun, just throws them back there, forgets them, brings them back out in April, waters, fertilizes them, and they come back strong. He's got like a couple-year-old geraniums out there.
So you can kind of, if you did that, it's basically letting them go dormant.
Yeah, it's totally dormant. Yeah.
Or you bring them in, you kind of treat them like a house plant through the winter.
So they'll probably bloom. Yeah. Tammy, if you bring that indoors, you fertilize, where you're getting your systemic granules to keep the bugs away, get a bottle of the flower power. It's a water soluble. It's a special food we make for flowering things. Greatest houseplant food ever. But geraniums love it. Give it some of that, and it'll probably be in bloom. And by the end of the year, it'll probably bloom again for you. Yeah.
Okay. Our last question, I think we have time for, is Jim in Prescott. He has a wildflower patch that has obviously died out, done its thing, gone dormant. Wants to know, should he cut it back or wait to cut it back? And then also, does he need to water that through the winter at all?
Yeah, good question. So who was that again, Roger? Jim. Sorry, Jim. Jim from Prescott. Got it. Cut them back whenever you want, whenever you feel you want to get some sunshine out there. If you don't, the snow is just naturally going to make it kind of mat down as we go through winter. Birds will peck through it and look for it and stuff. So you can prune it back at your convenience whenever you feel like. Do you water it? Should you fertilize? Should you care for it through the winter? I would say it is good to fertilize it. Not so much right now. I would say into February, fertilize it with the all-purpose plant food. That is going to encourage additional seed growth. And if you really want, if you want them to go crazy, if you want flowers like you've never seen, give them the all-purpose plant food. So while you're spreading that out, also give it humic. Humic is humic acid. It helps seed germinate and get deeper roots. And so if you get deeper roots from your new seedlings next spring and you fertilize them, you're going to have people are going to be walking by going, wow, Jim, how did you pull that off? That's crazy. How do I do that? Well, I listened to this couple on the airwaves. They call them the mountain gardeners, and they just told me to fertilize it with humic and all-purpose plant food. And you get this, voila. And that's what we do I've got a couple patches. So we do, and it's just what it's the picture. It's what you envision wildflowers should be. That's what they are, because we do those two things. You do it right before they germinate in spring. So you're going to start germinating sometime in March. So do it the 1st of March into February, and you'll have a great pass. Water. Don't water very much. Maybe water them a couple times a month. If it's been dry, because we get some real dry spells, that'll keep the roots. They're hibernating underground right now. A good wildflower patch is a perennial. So roots are hibernating. They will come back next spring. But if you watered them a couple times a month, and if you get a nice snow, cut one of those out, they'd be super happy with you, Jim. So that's how you take care of wildflowers. Okay. Great questions this week, folks. All right, Ken and Lisa Lain, the Mountain Gardeners. Be right back after this. Okay, maybe after the same white elephant exchange, it's time to start a new holiday tradition.
A living Christmas tree from Waters Garden Center can be decorated and enjoyed for a lifetime, not just a season.
When the holiday festivities end, gather family and friends and plant your tree together for years of enjoyment. Guaranteed.
As your family tree grows, have a tree grow with your family from Waters Garden Center in Prescott. You're listening to Ken Lain, aka the Top 10 Gardener. Ken can be found throughout the week in Prescott at Waters Family Garden Center. Listen daily as he answers the top 10 questions of the week, streaming on Apple, Google, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts.